In this video, I'm gonna break down some of the worst professional dating photos I've ever seen. Why am I making this video? In the past couple of years, countless guys have reached out to me, frustrated. They tell me, Hunter, I just don't know what to do anymore. I spent thousands of dollars on a professional dating photographer, and I'm still not getting any matches. What's crazy is that most of these guys had one thing in common. They hired a company called the Match Artist to take their photos. So I thoroughly researched the Match Artist, and in this video, I'm gonna break down why so many men are failing to get matches after paying for this $3,000 photo shoot service. And if you're new to the channel, I'm Hunter from WingMan Plus. We make videos to help you level up your online dating game. So make sure you pound that like button, hit subscribe, and if you're planning on taking new Tinder photos soon, stick around to the end of the video for a free photo shoot prep guide. So I first heard about the Match Artist when I got an email from a guy named Aaron. Aaron booked a coaching call with me after spending thousands of dollars on a Match Artist photo shoot. When I saw his photos, I was shocked. Aaron isn't a bad looking guy. He has pretty good fashion, a great smile, and a solid jawline. But the Match Artist did him so dirty with his photo shoot. Aaron told me that they didn't even jump on any prep calls between the time he paid for his shoot and the time the photographer showed up at his house. As a result, he didn't really know how to prepare and showed up with a haircut that made him look far less attractive than he should. If he had simply let his bangs grow out a bit and got a fresh fade on the sides, Aaron's photos would probably get him matches. But instead, the Match Artist took his money, neglected him until the day of his shoot, and let him blow $3,000 for nothing more than a new photo for mom's fridge. The fact that they didn't even give him a looks maximization game plan before his shoot is mind-blowing. And look, Aaron's a cool guy. When I spoke to him, he had a great personality, and I feel like any girl would be lucky to go out with him. But unfortunately, instead of presenting him as a cool, dateable guy, the Match Artist took photos that made him look really nerdy and awkward. They took photos of him in an arcade with his t-shirt tucked in, cooking alone in his kitchen for some reason, and putting on a jiu-jitsu outfit in his backyard. Not sure why he's training jiu-jitsu in his backyard alone, but to be fair, the photographer did take solid photos, but women aren't swiping for the quality of your camera. They're swiping for you.
Dating apps are more about like stock images and less about personality. Personality is where you get to know them via texting, and dating apps is always just first appearances.
So unless you look your best and do activities that women find attractive, you're not really gonna get any success on dating apps. Unfortunately for Aaron, he learned this lesson the hard way. After spending thousands of dollars on the Match Artist, his likes actually decreased on dating apps, and he was pissed. I was pissed too. Like, how the fuck is someone scamming men for thousands of dollars and doesn't even care enough about their results to jump on one call and just make sure they're ready for a photo shoot? When Aaron was telling me this on the coaching call, like, I was fucking pissed. It just seemed like all these guys cared about was taking his money and selling him false hope, but they didn't invest at all in his success by preparing him for a photo shoot or taking photos that would actually get him any success. It seemed unprofessional, amateur, and it just felt like they were making things up as they went along throughout his photo shoot. Now, luckily for Aaron, I was able to edit his photos and evened out his haircut a little bit. Amazingly, this worked, and he started pulling matches again. The problem with the Match Artist isn't that they suck at photography. In fact, their team of photographers are pretty talented. It's simply that they A, don't have a process to properly prepare men for photo shoots, and B, they have no fucking clue what women are actually looking for on these apps. I've spoken with tons of men who've shot with the Match Artist, and the basic theory that the Match Artist has is that your results have nothing to do with looks or attractiveness. See, they tell their clients, as long as you show your genuine self doing hobbies, women will chase you. It's like they asked ChatGPT for the most generic dating advice of all time and just ran with it and created a business around it. The problem is that they're telling men what they want to hear, but not what they need to hear. And that's what I'm gonna do for you in this video, is just give you the truth, bro. You know, they're just telling guys, hey man, just be yourself and eventually girls will notice you. Like, sure, it sounds nice, but that warm, fuzzy feeling will fade pretty quickly after you spend $3,000 to realize that this theoretical bullshit just doesn't work. And to be fair to the Match Artist, like, maybe they don't even know what women actually want and what makes them reject you, because the company's owned by a couple of married guys who haven't even been on dating apps for years. They're not in the game. They don't actually know what works right now, because let's be honest, the game is always evolving and you can't win the game if you're not playing the game. The fact is, if women have to choose between a nerdy looking guy who hasn't had a haircut in months playing with a lightsaber versus a well-groomed, hygienic looking guy with good style, they're gonna choose the second guy 100% of the time. The edits I made for Aaron are proof of this. By simply editing his hair to look well-groomed and removing his nerdy photos, Aaron's matches tripled in less than 24 hours. It turns out women care a lot more about your look than your high score at the arcade. But the story doesn't stop with Aaron. This isn't a one-off example of the match artist dropping the ball. Like literally just going to their website and looking at the photos that they post online, I realized how many men have been scammed by these guys and spent $3,000 for nothing more than a glorified LinkedIn headshot. The match artist's website has hundreds of public photos, so let's take a look at more of their work. And to be clear, I am not picking on any of the men in these photos, okay? These are guys who paid hard-earned money to find love, and instead they got scammed by the bullshit artist. Sorry, I mean match artist. Now, you may be new to online dating and maybe you're not sure what separates a good photo from a bad photo that will make women reject you. So I'll break these pictures down one by one. Now, keep in mind, women get hundreds of likes per day. If they were to swipe right a lot, they would be overwhelmed and wouldn't be able to keep up with all their matches. Because of this, women are just forced to be picky. That means when women are swiping, they're not looking for things they like about you, they're looking for things they don't like. They're not judging you by your best photo, they're judging you by your worst photo. That means your profile needs to be solid, and only one bad photo can seriously impact the number of matches you get. This means that your photos need to clearly show what you look like and show yourself at your best. And this is exactly where the match artist falls short. The first thing I noticed in their portfolio is they have a ridiculous amount of photos that don't even show your face. If you have photos in your profile where women can't see your face, they think you're hiding something. It's a massive red flag and one of the most common mistakes men can make. So I found it really weird that the match artist takes so many of these photos. Like seriously, what girl in the world is gonna see a photo of a guy sitting by himself, looking at the wall and think to themselves, yeah, that's the guy for me? Literally showing what you look like is the bare minimum for your online dating photos. But you also need to do more than just that. You need to show yourself at your best. This means not only showing yourself in an attractive light, but showing women you have a cool lifestyle that they would want to be a part of. And this is where the match artist just really does guys dirty. Some of the photos I'm about to show you look like a parody. You would think that these are examples of what not to do, but nope. These are photos from the match artist's public portfolio on their website. All right, so first up, we've got this photo of a guy who's sitting on his couch reading a book. And reading a book photos are never really optimal for a dating app because the context is weird. In what scenario is a pro photographer taking a photo of you reading a book? It's just kind of cringe. But beyond that, look at this guy, bro. He's barefoot in his mom's basement with a bunch of garbage beside him on the couch. Did the photographer not think like, hey, yeah, maybe we should throw some socks or shoes on here and clean up all the garbage in the back? No, they just sat him down, said, hey, bro, pretend to read this book so you look really, really smart to girls, and they're gonna love all the garbage in the back of this photo. Like, just the lack of attention to detail in this photo is mind-blowing, and the fact that they put this on their website and said, hey guys, work with us and this is what you'll get, it blows my mind. The fact is though, like, guys see this website and they still hire the match artist to take their photos. So there's some sort of disconnect where guys don't really know a good photo from a bad photo, but I can confidently say it, this is the type of photo that even if every photo on your dating profile is good, you throw a barefoot photo of you reading a book in your mom's basement with garbage in the back, 99% of girls are gonna see this photo and be like, what the fuck, ew, like, get this away from me, and swipe left. So they really did this guy dirty in this photo. All right, so next up is this really, really creepy headshot photo. This looks like it's a character headshot where an actor is trying to get a role as the Joker and they send the studio this photo. But like, bro, for a dating app, the biggest thing women want to know beyond like just what you look like is that they're gonna be safe on a date with you. Like, at its core, online dating is women and men meeting strangers on the internet and meeting in real life and hope that they're having a safe and fun experience. So when you throw a photo like this up on your profile where you literally look like a serial killer on Netflix, of course women are gonna see this and like instantly reject your profile. This is by far one of the worst dating photos I've ever seen in my life. And the fact that the match artist is throwing this up and saying, hey bro, this could be you, man, absolutely fucking crazy. So this next photo honestly has a lot of potential. Like, it could have been a pretty cool photo, but unfortunately this guy wasn't told like, hey man, maybe get a haircut before your photo shoot. And his hair just looks really shaggy and overgrown in this photo. I personally think this guy could be 3 or 4 points more attractive if he just got a fade on the sides of his head. And if I was preparing him for a photo shoot, that's the advice I would have given. It's like, hey man, maybe go to the barbershop 2-3 days before your photo shoot, get a nice fade on the sides, and it's going to increase your look significantly. The fact that the match artist isn't advising these guys to get haircuts before their shoots though, like, I don't understand the thought process there. All right, this next photo just looks super awkward. So obviously a pretty good looking guy and he looks pretty well dressed, but you can tell that he was just given no coaching coaching as far as how to pose and look confident on camera. And his posture here is just so awkward. Like, he looks so uncomfortable. A big thing women are looking for in your photos is confidence. If you ask women what the most attractive trait a man can have is, it's not a big wallet, it's not a big eggplant, it's confidence, bro. It's that big banana energy. In your online dating photos, you need to have confidence and big banana energy in as many photos as you can. But this photo really did this guy dirty. He looks quite the opposite. He looks nervous, anxious, and you can tell it's just because he wasn't prepared to get his photo taken. Because if he had a little bit of mindset coaching, preparation, a little bit of confidence going into the photo shoot, he'd get a totally different end result. Here's a couple examples of good balcony photos that I'd recommend. If you are getting a photo shoot in the near future, balcony photos can look really cool, and you should probably try and replicate photos like this rather than the photos the match artist takes. All right, so next up, we've got this photo of a guy dressed as Yoshi playing Uno and making like a really funny expression in his face. I understand the thought process that they were probably going through when they were taking this photo. Bro, you have such a funny personality. We need to find a way to show that in a photo. And look, there's nothing wrong with having like nerdy, dorky interests. I love Harry Potter, Shrek, Lord of the Rings. Like, I like some pretty nerdy stuff. And a lot of girls like that stuff too. The way to win at online dating is actually to cast a wide net of photos that the majority of women like. Whether you like it or not, online dating is a numbers game. So if the majority of women are swiping left on your profile because it's too niche, that means those niche women you're trying to attract won't even get to see your profile because the algorithm's gonna bury it. This next photo of a guy fully clothed jumping into a pool for some reason, and if you zoom in on his face, he looks like he's shitting his pants. Like, he just looks super uncomfortable. Another thing I'll add is that this photo is taken horizontally. All the major dating apps set up the profiles so the photos have to be taken vertically. So the fact that in so many match artist photos they're taken horizontally just shows me that their photographers don't have proper training. All you need to do to get matches on dating apps, clearly show what you look like, show yourself at your best, and show girls that you have like a pretty cool or interesting lifestyle that they'd want to be a part of. All right, so this next photo, we've got a guy sitting on his couch wearing socks and flip-flops, a polo shirt with an undershirt, and he just looks super uncomfortable in this photo. Just from a style standpoint, socks and flip-flops just looks like a really big no-no, but the fact that he's wearing an undershirt under his polo and you can see it is just negative 1,000 aura points. Like, it's really bad style. Any style coach in the world would look at this and tell the guy like, bro, why are you wearing an undershirt under your polo? Like, it's just such a bad look. So the fact that he made it to the photo shoot with this outfit, but beyond that, this photo made it to the match artist website, means that there's just a serious lack of knowledge on their team as far as knowing what actually looks good. And I'm not trying to be mean to the guy in the photo. Like, I'm sure he's a really nice guy and deserves a girlfriend, but they just did him so dirty by letting him put himself out there like this, when just the smallest little changes in his style would make him look so much more attractive and appealing to women. I think one of the best photos you can include on your dating profile is a social proof photo. And that's typically done with a dinner photo like this or a date POV photo like this. The match artist tries to do something like this, but I haven't actually seen a great example of them pulling it off. Take this photo, for example. So we got this guy sitting at a booth by himself with a glass of wine, looking off into the distance, and he just looks very uncomfortable. Like, his posture is extremely stiff, which again, it shows that he wasn't prepared for this shoot. They didn't teach him how to have confidence on camera, how to pose to make himself look more attractive. This is just a guy who seems completely unprepared for his photo shoot, and they did him a massive disservice because this has the capability of being a really cool date POV photo, and instead he's left with a photo where he looks extremely awkward. But beyond that, it's literally a photo of him in an empty bar by himself at a small table where typically you'd be on a date with someone and no one's on the other side of the table. What is the context of this photo? A guy sitting at a restaurant alone, looking off into the distance like he's waiting for his date to show up, thinking to himself, shit, is she gonna be here soon, or am I getting flaked on? Is that the image you want to put on your dating profile? A literal photo of you getting stood up on a date? If you're paying $3,000 for this photo shoot and this is what you're getting, I'm pissed off for you, bro. If you're the guy in this photo, like, reach out to me, man. I want to help you. This grinds my gears, what they did to this guy. I think the common theme that I'm seeing in the match artist photos is they don't really have a game plan. They have some ideas of what they think women like, but they don't actually know what makes women swipe left and what makes them swipe right on your profile. And that's pretty evident when you look at photos like this. It looks like they were switching photo shoot locations, had to fill the car with gas, and they were like, hey, bro, you know what would be sick is if you held the gas pump up like you were James Bond. Or this photo where they had to pay for parking on the way to one photo location. They'd be like, bro, you know what would be sick is if I got a photo of you paying for parking. It seems like they just don't have a clear game plan of 5 to 6 banger photos that will make women actually want to match with you. So they just take a ton of crappy, awkward, cringy photos that show guys in a really unappealing way and then say, hey bro, just try and upload all the photos and hope for the best. Okay, so why does the match artist suck? Well, it seems like they just genuinely don't care about their clients. They just sweet talk guys into giving them $3,000 and do the bare minimum to prepare men for a photo shoot. And I've been giving guys Tinder makeovers for years. Like, you can check out the playlist on my channel. I've got dozens of Tinder makeover videos. And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that 99% of your results come from how prepared you are for your shoot. So if you don't show up to your photo shoot looking your best, your results are gonna suffer because of that. Now, I've spoken to dozens of men who've worked with the match artist, and they simply put in zero effort to make sure their clients are successful. It blows my mind that if you look at the match artist website, like 80% of their clients show up to the shoot without a haircut. And even more of their clients lack a decent wardrobe of clothes that fit them well and make them look attractive. And I'm not trying to be mean here. In fact, like, I hate that I have to make this video, but I just feel a moral obligation because so many guys are being scammed by these dudes and coming to me asking, like, Hunter, what can I do? I'm 3,000 in the hole and I'm still not getting matches. So I'm just gonna say it how it is, bro. If you show up to your shoot looking dorky and unhygienic, women are gonna think that you're a weird dude who doesn't shower. No matter how much money you spend on a photo shoot, it won't matter because you don't look your best in your photos. All right, so why do so many guys fail to get matches after spending $3,000 on a match artist shoot? Because the match artist doesn't care enough to make sure guys succeed. I found this podcast clip with the owner of the match artist talking about how much they do to prepare a guy for a photo shoot. I was shocked by hearing this.
So you said you have coaching, but what is it, like a day? Is it like a week? I mean...
No, so the coaching is right. It's about 20 minutes to an hour right before the shoot.
Okay.
Like, bro, the fact that the only way they prepare guys is a photographer showing up at your house 20 minutes before your shoot, looking through your wardrobe and hoping that you're prepared, it's fucked, man. Not only are these guys putting their clients in a tough spot, but they're putting their photographer in a tough spot because they're shooting a guy who's deer in the headlights. He has no fucking idea what he's doing. And I feel bad for their photographers. Deep down, they're probably thinking to themselves, I'm taking photos of this guy and it's not even gonna matter. He showed up with a bowl cut to this photo shoot. Now, I couldn't believe the owner of the match artist said this on a podcast. So I had someone on my team jump on a sales call just to learn more about their coaching process. And it turns out they do have a coach on staff. But unless you reach out to that coach directly and ask for help, they just assume that you don't need coaching. And based on the photos on their website, it looks like 99% of their clients don't get any looks maximization coaching leading up to their shoot. The fact that they don't even jump on one call between taking $3,000 from you and showing up to your shoot just says a lot about how little they care about your success, man. These guys don't give a fuck about you. They don't care if you never meet your girlfriend. They don't care if you die alone. They just care about your money. And the guys who run this company are pretty open about that. Like, look at the shit they post publicly. Here they are on Instagram posting Stripe screenshots of $100,000 months. And look, there's nothing wrong with running a successful business. I personally think entrepreneurship is one of the best ways to contribute to the world. But when you brag about making 6 figures a month on selling men false hope, that doesn't sit well with me. The fact is, the match artist is exploiting men who are going through a painful time in their life. If you're so sick of being lonely that you reach out to another man for help, pay him $3,000 to solve this problem for you, you must be going through a pretty hard time in your life, man. So the fact that these guys are selling men false hope at the lowest point in their life and then failing to deliver on that is fucking pathetic. Because if these clients were going through pain before, I can only imagine how hard it must be to spend $3,000 and be in the same place, wondering, what the fuck is wrong with me? I went to these experts and spent thousands of dollars and I still can't get a match? I've dedicated years of my life to helping men navigate online dating because I've been that lonely guy. After a 4-year relationship, my girlfriend left me for another dude. It fucking destroyed me, man. It took me 7 years of trial and error to figure this shit out. And now I've made it my mission to help men avoid all that pain, loneliness, and depression that I went through. So when I see these match artist clowns bragging about making millions of dollars by exploiting lonely men, it grinds my fucking gears. Look, I think a pro photo shoot is one of the best ways to getting results on dating apps. But if you're not properly prepared for your photo shoot, you're basically throwing money down the drain. And unlike the match artist, I actually want to see you guys crushing it. And that's why I've created the ultimate photo shoot prep guide. It's only $3,000 for a limited time. I'm just kidding, bro. It's free, okay? Hit the link down in the description of this video. Download my ultimate photo shoot prep guide so you can maximize your results no matter who takes your photos. It's crazy it's come to the point that I have to do the match artist job for them, but I literally just want to help you guys out. I want to end this video by saying I am not the type to talk shit. There are a lot of really good people in this niche that genuinely want to help people. I think there's even people within the match artist company that have good intentions. I had one client who's in my online dating cheat code, so he knew how to get a haircut, what outfits to bring, and how to pose and how to be confident on camera. And it's funny, his photographer said, "Oh my God, bro, you're like the first client this month that's actually ready for the photo shoot. Like, I'm actually excited to work with you because I know you're gonna find success. And half the time I'm just shooting with guys and knowing they're set up for failure." So like, I wanna be very clear. I'm not calling out the match artist saying everyone involved in that organization is an evil, greedy scumbag. The problem is just that this company seems to be owned by greedy dudes who will happily take your money, but don't care if you succeed. This video is a very rare situation where I felt the need to speak up because I simply couldn't stand seeing these guys flexing their revenue on Instagram while hundreds of men trusted them for help and were left with nothing but shitty LinkedIn photos and a new pic for mom's fridge. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one.